I'm not a flashy person. I never yearned to have the latest and greatest. I still drive my 2003 Chevy Malibu 200,000 miles strong. I've seemingly followed this mantra through most aspects of my life, buying generic over name brand, getting my morning coffee at the gas station rather than a Starbucks or a Dunkin', and buying my phones pre-owned off the internet. My brother Peter was the complete opposite. New iPhone gets revealed, you'll get it. First car, brand new off the lot with 0 miles, you get the gist. Peter died last year, found in his apartment hanging from the shower rod. I still to this day can't think of something more out of character for him to do. He wasn't the keep your problems to yourself type. Even later in life, he'll call ranting about yet another conflict with a coworker he had, claiming he was being toyed with, and no one toys with Peter Williamson. 2018 iPhone XS Silver, 512GB sealed in box, $200. Read the listing on eBay. I almost thought it was a scam. No profile picture, no previous sales or seller feedback, nothing. A part of me wanted to head back to my search, but the chance of getting a near brand new iPhone was too enticing. Hi, I was wondering if you could tell me why you're selling. I'm looking for an upgrade and this is a great deal. I felt a bit apprehensive, half expecting to get a link to a scamming website rather than an actual response. In a matter of seconds, I got a message. That's great to hear. I bought the phone from my local Best Buy last year for my girlfriend at the time, but on the same day I found out she was cheating on me with my best friend. Couldn't be more cliche. I had every intention of reselling before the new ones arrived, but instead I left in the drawer in my kitchen. Despite the circumstances, it seemed as though this was going to pan out to be an amazing deal. I couldn't have been more wrong. I quickly navigated back to the listing, clicked the Buy It Now button, and began my wait. Roughly 3 days later, my package arrived. I felt like a kid on Christmas, having saved big on a fairly new iPhone. I couldn't wait to rip the box open to reveal my brand new phone. Maybe my brother was right to have only bought new. After practically tearing the FedEx box to shreds, the classic iPhone box made its appearance. Peeling the plastic off the box, sliding off the vacuum seal top, and even taking off the screen protector from the phone, I felt like $1,000,000. Simply holding the phone caused butterflies in my stomach. Whilst closely looking at every detail, I almost forgot to turn it on. I wish I never did. Now, I know I said how dated I am, but I know what setting up a new iPhone looks like. Rather than being greeted with the usual hello language cycle, I got a lock screen. The wallpaper was a gorgeous autumn landscape, one I found a bit too familiar. Growing up in Connecticut, my mom lived in a house by this huge man-made lake. During the summer, my whole family would swim in the lake, having to regroup afterwards to help remove leeches off each other. During the fall, though, the entire world around you looked covered in tones of red, orange, yellow, and the occasional green peeking between the leaves that lined the grass. My brother and I had returned home periodically throughout the years, admiring the auburn landscape, a landscape that was now staring back at me from the screen of my new iPhone. As I mentioned earlier, my brother kept nothing to himself, meaning I knew almost any password he had. 1958. I clicked each number with my now quivering hands. As the apps glided into place, my heart began to race, my mind reeling with questions. Just as any other grieving sibling who had just found their dead brother's phone, I opened the messages. Where are you? Are you okay? You better not be dead. Hundreds of texts on and in the days following his death, all now labeled as the last thing they text him. The question of how all of this was happening quickly left my mind, along with every other organ in my body, after I read a text I received on the day he died. You son of a bitch, you're gonna pay for what you did. You'll never escape me. You don't realize you are mine, forever and always. That's the one thing I never truly got to know about was the people my brother went out with. I really didn't ever find out if he was gay or straight. I knew nothing of my brother's love life. But this is quite the opposite of love. It seemed as though I was on a never-ending path, feeling like everything I knew was a lie. You think you could run from us? We're always watching, in your windows, across the street, at the other end of the aisle. You'll never escape. You'll hear the bells ringing out during your final moments, celebrating the meager life you once lived. The bells are coming, Peter. The end is near. Everything I worked to move on from, remembering my brother for the friend he was in my times of need instead of a secretive, suicidal loner, had shattered right before my eyes. Peter had been murdered, and even if he wasn't, he'd killed himself over whoever sent those texts. Every part of me wants to continue to dig deeper into all of this, uncover the truth about Peter's death, to show everyone his suicide didn't say anything of him at all. But I don't have very much time left either. They're here. I can hear them. I hear the bells.